All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Let's get into this video.
Recruiters, first of all, they lied to you. Their job is to get you in the army. They don't care about your well-being, bro. Black women go missing all the time in the army. This is what they're not going to tell you when they play in them ads and commercials. Come serve your country, and they get you with, oh, you get a new car, you get a home, health care. And everybody's broke in the army. Everybody's poor. Everybody's living check to check. Nobody has money in the army. Unless you like a high-ranking person, everybody's living check to check. So when they try to get you, you're going to make all this money. Yeah. Everybody broke financially in the army. Multiple friends and associates, women that got, men that got, a lot of drug use, a lot of alcoholism, a lot of domestic violence. They don't tell you how many deaths and how many traumatic things you see just in training accidents alone. But there's so much they'll tell you about the racism in there. You can't think for yourself in the army. You have to do whatever they say. You're nothing but a number on their books. You do not get treated like a human being in the army, bro. They do not care about you, especially if you're black, especially if you're a woman. They do not care about you in the army. I joined the army in 2016 at 18 years old. I got out in 2021. So I served almost 5 years, right? I was active duty. And a lot of racism in there and chauvinism. Man, first 3 days, they gave us something to eat, but it wasn't enough, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they gave us something called MRE. You familiar with
MRE?
A MRE.
Yeah.
They gave us those for the first 3 days, bro.
Wow.
And that's not enough to really fill you up, bro. Decarbonated juice, powdered milk, and add water to it. And they used to call it astronaut food. I had a few friends that was in the army who had came out of prison, and they got wavered in. And they said some of this army food, these MREs, is worse than prison food. Crazy.
Ew.
I had waves at the time. My waves are swimming. They cut you bald-headed.
Oh, you couldn't even have waves?
Couldn't even have waves in basic training. That's when they condition you and breaking you in to the army, teach you about the army life. The military recruiters specifically shoot for if you are having financial difficulties at home, if you're in a lower economic class or poor, but I don't advise any black man or black woman to join the army, especially black women. If you're black, Latino, Hispanic, low GPA, they look for folks who are prone to stuff like that. But that's why I went. I had a buddy, a lot of people messed his last name up. His last name wasn't Thompson, it was Tompkins. But we went by last names in the army, right? 1921 at the most. That brother was an excellent swimmer. He was missing for about 3 days. Every time a soldier goes missing, we stop what we're doing and we search the installation or the military post or basically the military grounds, right? It didn't make sense when they found him and say he drowned. Yeah, like I get a little check every month, but bro, it's not even close to being enough to pay for what I endured in the army. I wasn't Brother Jamal. I didn't know nothing about black liberation, pivotal noble black figures. I knew nothing about the significance and the heritage of our people, our unique powers and abilities. I didn't know who I was, so I was more prone and susceptible to allow somebody else to push me to do something that was outside of myself. So that's why I ended up going, yeah.
And by the way, he's an Israelite, but I'm not sure if he knows that. And as you can see, the army is no place for Jake. You gotta understand, during the history of the military, well, the American military, the Southern Kingdom, the blacks, Hispanics, or a lot of black people here in America were mistreated, hung, lynched, right? So it made no sense. And even then you had Jake trying to prove themselves to Esau to show that they were an asset as well. But even when Jake proved himself as an asset, Esau still put Jake down. Esau still went on lynching. Even now, you have it to where Trump and his government is wiping out the accomplishments of black men in the military and black historical figures, right? Or so-called black historical figures, right? So, they're, even right now, these Edomites in power are trying to erase your history. And that's a big problem, because with these Edomites trying to erase Jake, Jake will still go on to Esau as he's some kind of savior or liberator, and he's just not, right? So, for one, as a woman, you're not supposed to be in the army at all, right? That's for a man. But as a man, especially as an Israelite, you're definitely not supposed to be in this army because they take advantage of you, right? In that place, they say, a person went missing. A lot of times that could be a person's organs or got stolen, right? So, it says right here, Micah chapter 2, verse 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. Right. And that's the thing. Is if you try to trust in Babylon, if you try to get on the good side of Esau Edom, if you try to be a good lapdog for Esau Edom, you're just gonna eventually get destroyed. Right? Jake thinks that if he could just make a big enough difference, he'll be seen as the way people see Esau, and that's just not the case. It says in Isaiah chapter 31, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Right. Exactly, because throughout history, these Israelites, or the Israelites, have always decided to seek out idols. They've always decided to seek out other leadership that wasn't the Lord, right? And no matter how many times the idols let the Israelites down, and no matter how many times unholy leaders let Israel down, Israel decided to still be wicked and not turn unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So woe unto those that trust in Egypt for help, and woe unto those that don't seek Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Because you'll have someone that'll say they woke up, right? You'll have someone that say, that they're awake now, and they'll choose to take on the customs of Egypt or be a part of a Black Conscience movement instead of seeking Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So, as you can see, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai will cause every knee to bow down, right? Eventually, people are going to have to realize there is only one God, and that's Yahweh. So I hope this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect and the elect. And 144,000, all praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Shalom.